I really don't know why, but yeah. So we also have a tornado warning down here that's approaching Wichita Falls. If we turn our radar on down there. I believe he's looking at the... Oh yeah, that's a hook and a half there. Now I don't have my mouse, so we're going to have to do this handheld with the mouse pad. But you can see there that we have the classic hook echo shape there. Inflow going in to the storm, and it's getting wrapped around the supercell into that classic hook echo shape. Now, if we open up our our computer for our live camera map, get rid of that, close out that, live weather camera. Ooh, that's an interesting look. That is a very interesting look at that, chat. You guys will be able to see it here in a minute what I'm looking at. Eventually, once the camera map wants to load. Wigwam, that's an interesting name. That's a very interesting look at that cell that I'm looking at, chat. You guys will be able to see it here in a second. If I can work this camera map. That's Texarkana. Where's Wichita Falls at? In relation to, like... Oh, that's, like, due south of Lawton. Oh, there it is. Is this our camera? Now zoom back in. Yeah, I think this is our camera. This way, Cove Water Park, Wichita Falls. Please work. I just want to get to weather cameras. This camera is missing. Why? What is this? Okay, so our camera map won't be any good to us because the camera doesn't exist anymore. So that's fun. We love that, chat. Let's go over... Go down to that cell with GR3. This is the cell that's approaching Wichita Falls here. And as you can see here, we have the green zooming towards the radar, which I believe is located in Frederick. Yes. So we have the greens moving forward and the reds going away. Right in the middle, right around there. It's somewhere in there. It's hard to see because of the contamination. But somewhere in this general area is where we have our tornado or our tornadic rotation. Somewhere right in there is where we have our rotation. If we switch it back to our velocity, take off transparent, actually turn that back on. You guys can see that classic hook echo shape with this cell. We have the inflow going into the storm. The inflow notch is pretty much like the mouth of the thunderstorm, if you will. The storm will suck in all this moisture and circulate it around. And eventually what comes out of that is potentially a tornado. So that's something to take note of. We also have other storms forming along this line here near Chattanooga, approaching Lawton, Cache, Medicine Park, Grandfield, Randalet, Waters, and Temple. So if you guys live or know anyone who might live in that area, I'd let them know that there might be a severe thunderstorm approaching them fairly soon. We also have the storm near Line and Cleo Springs. This I do not believe. Nope, this storm does not have a tornado possible tag. But this one is for southern Alfalfa County in northwestern Oklahoma and California. What? No. Go home, Los Angeles. You are drunk. So, the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:45 Pacific Daylight Time for central Los Angeles County. Radar indicated torrential rainfall, large hail, damaging winds. No tour possible tag with that. What's this one? This is for southeastern Los Angeles County. Also until 4:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm is located over Pomona. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know in the chat. Damage roofs, damaging hail, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. But nothing really tornadic, I don't think. Yeah, nothing tornadic. So, let's go back over to Wichita County, where we have a very interesting storm here that's approaching Wichita Falls. The storm has previously had a tornado warning with it, associated with it, and there's actively still some rotation with it. And actually, the rotation's gotten more well-defined since the last time we looked at it. So this is what we were looking at previously. And the rotation has begun strengthening. It's consolidated a bit. So that's a very interesting look here. That's what we're looking at here with the storm chat. So that's our storm that's approaching Wichita Falls right now. That looks very interesting. And that's our look on Radar Omega as well. I don't think that's correlation coefficient. No, that's all inflow right there. That's not anything tornadic. Tell you what though, there's a lot of scud associated with it, which is very interesting. What does I think that's CER. Come on. No, that's ZDR. My goodness. That is a ZDR arc and a half, chat. My gosh. Wow. Also, my apologies for my poor drawing skills. I don't have access to my mouse. My mouse died and the batteries are very hard to get to. So we don't have access to my mouse, which is unfortunate. But the storm still has that hook echo shape to it, which is very, very telling. And very concerning for the people living in Wichita Falls. So if you're around the Wichita Falls Airport, Wichita Falls, downtown, in town, wherever, if you're in Wichita Falls or around Wichita Falls, not only do you have very large hail, but you also have the threat of a tornado here. The storm has had a history of producing tornado warnings. And in fact, I believe that storm also had a wall cloud report earlier. In fact, the storm still apparently has a wall cloud. There might actually be 2 rotations starting to form here. We have one right there. That's our main one. Then up here, we might have another one starting to form. So we might be getting 2 separate rotations with the storm. Looking up at my TV here, and yeah, that's pretty telling of what this storm is doing right now. This is also the anniversary of the Rolling Fork tornado. That was a very high-end EF4 that hit Rolling Fork, Mississippi on this day 1 year ago. I don't think I was able to stream that. As 1, I wasn't in college then, and 2, I believe I was working when it hit Rolling Fork, which is unfortunate. Oh! That's either a funnel or scud. I can't tell what that was. I think it was scud. I do think that was scud that I just saw there, but that was very, very interesting. Very interesting. But if you're in Wichita Falls, stay in your safe place. If you're near the airport, stay in your safe place. KSPS. I want to pull up Quad Radar next, Rad. I want to see what this does. I want to see if this will help at all. And I don't think I'll be able to do that right now. So we'll load up our camera again. Oh, that might be a funnel attempting to come down here. Geary Greenfield. Tell you what, this shelf cloud that I'm seeing here on this camera on my TV is pretty well defined. Very well defined. Oh, hold on, chat. We might have it. We might have the camera. Come on. Load, please. Oh, yeah. There we go. So this is what I have up in my TV monitor right now. You can see the shelf cloud right there. And that... I think that right there is our wall cloud. That might be a funnel. Oh, they're zooming it out. What are they doing? Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay. Look at that shot. No, and they're moving it. Why are they moving it? Look at that shot. We have a tail cloud coming out of it. So all the inflow is getting fed in. No, why? But look at that. We have all of this. That's all inflow being fed into the storm. All of that right in there is what we're looking at here. And somewhere right in there, right in this area, is what we're looking for. That might be a tornado. That might very well be a tornado on the ground in Wichita Falls. If we take a look at velocities, there is something right there. And if we take a look at correlation coefficient here, if I can hit the right buttons, there was also a debris signature there as well. So we could have had a brief tornado on the ground in Wichita Falls. Let's go back to the camera. Now this is on top of the big blue building in Wichita Falls. Where is that anyway? So that's where our camera is. We probably would have a different camera that we could have used from the water park. However, that camera is down right now, which is unfortunate. But this camera works. We still have a well-defined shelf cloud right here. And look at the wind, chat. Look at how that... I'm trying to keep the phone still. But look at how this thing is wobbling. That's because of all this wind that's coming into downtown Wichita Falls. If you're driving in Wichita Falls, stop now. Getting to a gas station or a sturdy building. Oh, and they're turning it up for us. Oh yeah, look at that, chat. You can see all those clouds are streaming into the storm. And they're turning the camera. What are you doing, you airheads? So, I'm not sure what it looks like on you guys' screen, but it is not as green as it looks on your screen. Actually, let me... Nope, that just made it worse. Okay. That was a nice lightning strike. Ooh, what is that? Right there. That thing right there is very interesting. Look at that, chat. All that's rain. So a minute ago, you could see the water tower there, and now it's completely gone. So fairly soon here, this camera is going to get covered in rain. The visibility is about to drop here, chat. And there goes our look at the live camera. There it goes. Folks that are in the northern portions of Wichita Falls, continue to stay in your safe state. Continue to stay in a sturdy building. So I'll also say this for you guys, chat. Depending on timing tomorrow, I'll be live again. I will be live again tomorrow, doing another weather coverage depending on timing. Because since we probably won't be able to get anything off this camera anymore, we will go to the NWS Storm Prediction Center. New mesoscale discussion. Watch possible. Watch probability 40%. This is where isolated large hail and a few strong gusts will be possible for northwest Kansas and southern Nebraska. Isolated severe threat will likely continue across parts of northwest Kansas and southern Nebraska. Isolated large hail and a few strong wind gusts will be possible. Weather watch issuance remains possible, although the severe threat is only expected to persist for a few more hours. Latest surface analysis shows a 987 millibar low over far southwest Kansas, with an inverted surface trough extending north-northeastward from northwest Kansas into central Nebraska. Several linear-based storms are ongoing near the trough, in spite of surface dew points only in the mid to upper 40s. The RAP has 500 to 750 joules per kilogram in mid-level Cape. The last WSR 88D vertical wind profile at Hastings has 30 to 35 knots of 0 to 6 kilometers shear and veering of the winds with height in the lowest 2 kilometers. This should be enough to continue an isolated severe threat. Isolated large hail could occur with strongest of updrafts, along with a few marginally severe wind gusts. Also, a potential for a landspout tornado could continue along and near the eastern edge of the convection. Royals. Really? So, tomorrow, there's a Day 2 enhanced risk for portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas here. So there's an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms across portions of the lower Mississippi Valley. Severe thunderstorms with a threat words are hard. Severe thunderstorms with a threat for a few tornadoes and damaging winds are possible Monday through Monday night from parts of East Texas through the lower Mississippi Valley. Synopsis. Deep upper level troughing is forecast to be in place across the central continental U.S. early Monday morning. Several shortwave troughs will be embedded within this large parent upper troughing, including one over the mid-Missouri Valley and another over the southern High Plains. The northern shortwave is forecast to continue northward through the upper Mississippi Valley, while the southern shortwave moves quickly northeastward across eastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Evolution of these shortwaves, and particularly the southern high plains shortwave, will induce a more negative tilt to the parent upper trough as the entire system gradually shifts eastward. The surface pattern early Monday morning will be complicated by an ongoing convective line across Texas, but the general expectation is for a low to be over central Kansas, with the primary cold front extending southwest from this low across the Texas Panhandle into northeast New Mexico. A secondary cold front or dry line will will also extend southward from this low across central Oklahoma and north Texas into the Texas Hill Country. Showers and thunderstorms will likely be ongoing along an outflow boundary preceding the secondary cold front or dry line from southwest Missouri through western Arkansas and northeast Texas. The cold fronts and convective line are all forecast to progress eastward throughout the day, with some intensification of the convective line possible as it interacts with the greater low-level moisture over the lower Mississippi Valley. Thunderstorm development is also expected farther north across eastern Iowa as the primary surface low moves through during the afternoon. Whew! Lots of words there. Oh, what is that? So we're back on live camera. What is that right there? That might be something. That right there is definitely something. Look at all this rain coming in. Well, I'm not sure actually how well you guys can see it. But on my screen, I'm seeing rain getting thrown across the screen like that. Like being like sprayed from like out here. Like, say you wash your hands. You went up to your sibling and just did that to them. That's what I'm seeing on the camera right now. Or at least that's what I saw on the camera. So, going back to the day 2 convective outlook here. For the Mid-South into the lower Mississippi Valley, favorable low-level moisture will exist ahead of the convective line, expected to be ongoing in early Monday from southwest Missouri through northeast Texas, contributing to modest buoyancy despite widespread cloud cover and relatively cool surface temperatures. Generally, modest convection will likely be ongoing within this line early Monday. But the expectation is for the line to re-intensify during the early afternoon as large-scale forcing increases. The cold front catches up to the line and buoyancy reaches its diurnal max. This re-intensification will likely begin near the Texas-Louisiana border, with storms reaching their maximum intensity across far southeast Arkansas, eastern Louisiana, and western Mississippi. Very impressive wind fields are anticipated across the region, with southeastern. I don't even know what I just said there. With southeasterly surface winds ahead of the line, that is a new, not special weather statement. Jeez. That is a new mesoscale discussion that we will talk about here in a minute. Very impressive wind fields are anticipated across the region. Why am I getting 1 million alerts right now? Across the region, with southeasterly surface winds ahead of the line contributing to large looping low-level hodographs. Additionally, very strong southwesterly mid-level flow will support a southwesterly deep layer shear vector with a notable line perpendicular orientation. Consequentially, there is likely a risk for a robust forward propagating line capable of both strong gusts and embed QLCS tornadoes. A QLCS, or a quasi-linear convective system, is basically a squall line. Plain and simple. It is a squall line. Also, given that the line is expected to be fairly weak at the beginning of the period, there is some chance for more discrete updrafts as the reintensification of the line begins, particularly with the southern extent. The air mass will become less unstable with eastward extent into Alabama, and the expectation is for the overall intensity of the line to weaken as it moves into Alabama overnight. Then western Iowa, far northwest Missouri, and vicinity. Within the large-scale upper trough over the central states, an embedded cold core mid-level shortwave trough will move quickly northeastward across the upper Midwest Monday. Most guidance still shows low 50s surface dew points present near a deep surface low across western Iowa and vicinity Monday afternoon. Given the cold mid-level temperatures, only modest daytime heating is needed for air mass destabilization. Deep layer shear appears strong enough for a few organized thunderstorms and isolated marginally severe hail, and strong gusty winds may occur with any sustained low-topped convection. Next day 2 outlook is scheduled by 6Z, and it is currently 2347Z. So it'll be 0Z at 8, and I believe the next day 1 either comes out at 8 or it comes out at 9. Now let's take a look at the mesoscale discussion before I log off to take my quiz. Isolated large hail, wind damage, and brief tornado will be possible next couple hours. Local watch extension may be needed. So this affects southern Oklahoma and North Texas. This is concerning severe thunderstorm watch number 59. The severe weather threat continues for severe thunderstorm watch 59. Isolated large hail, damaging wind gusts, and potential for a brief tornado will likely continue for a couple more hours as this storm, I think they meant to say as these storms, but as this storms moves to the east of Weather Watch 59, a local extension in area may be needed across parts of the area. The latest surface analysis shows a trough extending southward across West Texas with a dry line to the east of the trough. Scattered thunderstorms are ongoing to the east of the dry line in northwest Texas, where surface dew points are in the mid to upper 50s and mid-level Cape is estimated in the 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram range. The Frederick WSR 88D vertical wind profile currently has a 0.6 kilometer shear near 60 knots and veering winds with high in the lowest 1 kilometer. This, along with large-scale ascent associated with an approaching shortwave trough, will support a threat for supercells and large hail. Wind damage will also be possible. In addition, low-level shear appears sufficient for a tornado threat. But any threat should remain isolated and brief. As the storm in eastern Wichita County near the Red River moves further east into the weaker instability, a downtrend is eventually expected to occur. That's from Broyles and Geyer. So basically what they're saying there in that newest mesoscale discussion is that they're saying that eventually once the trough catches up to these storms, they should start weakening. That's still a very strong storm. That is still a very strong storm. We still have our hook. Surprised they haven't gone with a tornado warning yet. I suppose they're just waiting to see what happens. Very strong rotation here. Anyways, chat. If I can figure out how to. Anyways, chat. First of all, face reveal if you haven't seen my old videos. But that'll do it for me. I'll be back once I'm done with my quiz. But until then, guys, peace out. If you're in east of Wichita, I'd continue to monitor the storm. There is strong evidence of rotation now. So, yeah. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you once I'm done with my quiz.